And welcome back. I apologize for cutting that duct tape short, but we are back with a fresh best of 3 series. Something that we all wanted, that I need in my life, because spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing K10 Esports. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have as opponent, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the best Zerg player in all of Taiwan. It is Rex. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. And I do see some people asking in the chat, but we were only able to cast day 1 of the 3 days of ESL Summer. ESL Masters Summer. So only day 1. Day 2 and day 3 are going to be covered by the B stream and the main stream instead. And we could have had some other casts over the weekend, like in the evenings, but we don't want to clash with ESL Masters or anything like that. So over this weekend, we won't have any casts in the evenings. WTL has been postponed in favor of DreamHack, as well as like Sparkling Tunic Cup and Grand Platypus Open and all that stuff. So we are just going to be postponing all of our casts just to make sure that DreamHack gets all the attention that it does deserve. So yeah, gonna be a little bit more light this weekend when it comes to casting. I mean, I say that we did just cast for 10 hours straight. So I appreciate that I don't have to do that again. You know, I would like to sleep. I'm a little bit tired. After this cast, I'm going to bed. I'll be honest there. Unless I get some coffee, we'll see. But yeah, I would appreciate getting some sleep. Just a little bit. But regardless, we are going to be continuing here with this series, and I'm really excited. We don't really get to see too much of Rex, period. Rex used to be a little more active. If you remember, in the years gone by, he used to be on Generic Green Wings. He used to be on even Team NV, and then later on Onside Gaming as well. But alas, we haven't seen, like, it feels like Rex has stepped away from competing a little bit. I do know that he's been doing a lot of casting for ALGS and for the Taiwanese community. So it does feel like Rex has been transitioning a little bit out of pro gamer and into content creator. But it's great to, well, that's why it's great to see him competing here, because we don't get to see enough of him, and we'll see how he does. Meanwhile, across the map, you know, we do have our 3cc opener here from HonMonO, as well as First Reapers across the map. Nothing too crazy from our Terran. Likewise, nothing too crazy from our Zerg player. I'm really excited to see how Rex can handle a player like HonMonO. Even though Rex hasn't been competing as often as he usually does, he is still an amazing player. He still has retained a lot of his skill as well. And I do expect him to be able to take it here to a player like HonMonO. HonMonO, who's still more of an up-and-comer and a little bit less accomplished and less experienced compared to Rex. He's also quite hung. Yeah, you heard me. Meanwhile, this is going to be a 3cc 2-1-1 opener from HonMonO. You love to see it. It is one of his variations. Even though we have seen a lot of mech, we've seen a lot of Hon mech in recent months, HonMonO can play bio as well. He has it within him to be Hon macro if need be. But usually when he plays bio like this, it is into like a hyper-aggressive 8 racks off of 3 bases. Like, HonMonO is still very in the face of the Zerg player, looking to snowball out of control. And we'll see if he can pull that off here and now. As Rex is going for a very fast lair. Oh my god, was that a 4-minute lair? Jesus. Now with this fast lair, it does open up a couple of different possibilities. We can rush into Mutas if we do get fast gas geysers. We can go for a Nidus, a Link Queen Nidus all in, which I'm kind of leaning towards. We don't really have that much gases being taken. Or we could go for something a little bit different. Rex isn't really one to go for a Mia Micah. I don't think he's one to go for Ling Hydra, for example. But there we go. The Banelin Nest is being thrown down. Gases are being taken as we speak. We'll see if the gases at the third base are taken as well. Meanwhile, behind this, we do see HonMonO just working towards his stim timing. Medevacs are on the way. Hellions, for the time being, are being swatted away as well. They weren't able to accomplish too much, but at least HonMonO keeps them alive, so they'll be able to support the Marine Army as the game does progress. And I wonder, is Rex just gonna rush into... No, yeah, there it is. I was like, what is the purpose of this fast lair? And he takes his 5th and 6th gas. It is for 2-base muta, quote-unquote 2-base muta. You know, it's just rushing into that muta tech as quickly as possible. Very old school, very bold move here from Rex. Of course, he's also going to be able to get into bailing speed. So the downside to this build, obviously, is that we have delayed upgrades. There's no Evo chambers, no 1-1. We're going to be heavily reliant on mutas for map control and to deal harassing damage. We will thankfully have a couple of safety bailings back at home. But if we look at the units tab, okay, there we go. We do have a couple of bailings that are pre-morphed in. But again, Rex is going to be very vulnerable here until he does get his mutas out. And even when he does, you know, they are these glass cannons. They don't fare the best here in a straight-up engagement. Rex is going to be looking to maintain his creep here in the center of the map. Has plenty of bailings to work with as well. Does swat away HonMonO. HonMonO hasn't lost anything, but he also hasn't really committed too hard either. He's kind of been dancing on a creep, just poking, prodding whatever he can. Testing the waters. And as he does, Rex is able to make his first wave of mutas. Aye. Things are going to be heading for a counterattack. There are reinforcements towards the center of the map, and there we go. They do end up catching these things. A good decent amount of them do get shaved off, but this may force HonMonO to turn around. Up. Yeah, Marines are being caught out. HonMonO's army does turn back around to deal with this, so Rex is just buying so much time to get his mutas up and running, and here they are on the right-hand side of the map. We have 6 mutas. That is enough to one-shot an SCV. One-shot SCVs even as they headed towards the mineral lines. Lings do flood on in as well. The Marines are being taken care of, and the mutas, they dive straight for the Marines. And this is going to be forcing HonMonO's hand. Now he has to commit with his ground army, but we have so much Ling Bane waiting for him. Rex, he only made a handful of mutas. He's just been pumping on nothing but Ling Bane this entire time. HonMonO is able to siege up. So far, good spread here. Oh my god, the Baileys get targeted down one after the other. There's none left. Beautiful spread from HonMonO, but he's all in. He loses his entire mineral line. He has to end the game here and now. He's getting on top of the morphing in Bailings. We have another 7 on the way, but he gets on top of them as well. Up! Oh, he almost did, but he turns back around. He's going for the hatchery instead. And that means that these Bailings will finish. Will he even get the hatchery? I don't know if he will. Up, the target fire. Oh, the Bailings go down one after the other. The tank did fall. We have another wave of Bailings on the way. Can HonMonO target them down in time? Can he break this base? And can he do more? Again, he is all in behind this. Like, there's no workers at all at the natural base. He's down. He's actually looking to resaturate. There we go. He's main-arding over. He does have 4 CCs. Hey, he's trading well enough that, hey, Rex can't really threaten him with a counterattack. HonMonO, he has been able to trade efficiently enough. The hatchery will go down. Rex still has a lot of mutas, and have we thrown down turrets? We have 1 turret at the third. Oh, we don't have a turret in the main base. I'm a little bit concerned about that. These mutas, they can still do a lot of economic damage. Heals, oh, there we go. The turret in the main is now finishing up. HonMonO is forced to back off. And he may not have dealt too much economic damage. If you remember, he didn't kill any drones. He only killed the hatchery itself. Still though, like, things are looking quite even between these players. I would almost say that HonMonO is ahead just because he's in the midst of taking his 4th base. And once that 4th gets up and running, Rex is going to be in a world of hurt, considering that he's still stuck on only 3 bases. Meanwhile, the mutas, they do dive into the natural base. Ooh, a good chunk of SCVs do go down. Repairs were solid. Oh, not a single muta goes down. Behind this, what are we working towards? +1 air attack. There are Evo chambers. We're finally going to be getting into 1-1. That's the other thing that was really working out for HonMonO, why he was able to snowball a little bit out of control here at the 4th base, or at the 3rd, is because he had 1-1 against the 0-0. Soon there's going to be a window where HonMonO has 2-2 against the 0-0 of Rex. That's going to be a crucial moment here for HonMonO. Up! As he's barely able to keep that tank alive, Rex going to be vying for map control, hunting down whatever he can with his flock of mutas. 15 mutas on the map right now. But economically, Rex is really hurting. Like, he's on 3-base saturation. HonMonO, something that, I'll be honest, I don't get to say this too often, but HonMonO has a better economy than his opponent. That's that's HonMacker confirmed, Poppy. Ay. That almost never happens. I love you, HonMonO. I love you. But yeah, it's a scary sight to behold. It's scary to see him in a better economic position. He's out macroing. He's just outscaling his opponent as we speak. Thors are on the way, but Rex, he knows what needs to be done. Let's go. He's lunking, Poppy. We have borrowed Banelings being set up here from Rex. Speaking of, another group of borrowed Banelings being set up here as well. Looks like they were spotted by HonMonO, and this was a little bit too cavalier from Rex. Now HonMonO knows that he has to scan ahead of time, that the threat of borrowed Banelings are very real. Another mutas! Ooh. 3-4 mutas do go down almost instantly. The Ling Bait trying to push on forward, but the tanks were pre-sieged, and HonMonO takes another good fight. Rex forced to back off, forced to lick his wounds. 1-1 is about to kick in, so that upgrade disadvantage isn't going to be anywhere near as great. But speaking of upgrades, we have +3 on the way for HonMonO. We're still lacking +3 armor, where we need a little bit more gas to really get going here, as we actually haven't saturated the gases here at the 4th base. Or at the 3rd. Oh. No wonder we're kind of lacking a little bit in that aspect. But here we go. The Ling Bait rolls on in. 3rd base forced to be lifted. HonMonO doesn't lose too much, just mining time here, and maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Maybe with the retaking of this base, HonMonO will be looking to actually take his gases. Like, again, I'm really concerned with the lack of gas income here. I mean, he now has 3-3 on the way, to be fair, so he can still prioritize and focus on marine production, but there is value to be had in Thors, in Marauders. So mutas are looking for some more damage. And Rex has been able to stabilize for the most part. I say for the most part, he still doesn't have the best economy. He's on 4 bases, sure, but he's just now hitting 84 workers. It took him a long time to get up to this worker count. Now it is ideal, but he hasn't been mining from this saturation for too long, though, so hasn't really kicked in. He doesn't really have a bank behind this. And HonMonO, he's done defending. He is now pushing out. Mutas are going to be going for a backstab. Likewise, Ling's also going for a backstab as well. Rex, he knows he cannot engage with this army, so he's going to be trying to force HonMonO to turn back around. Oof. Massive mine shots are going to be going off, but HonMonO, he has to commit, and there are a lot of Banelings waiting for him, to be fair, but I mean, we need some urgency here. We need to keep on pushing. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is completely forfeit. HonMonO is at this point committed to a pseudo base trade. 1 hatchery goes down, but he needs more damage than just this. Marauders are pushing on forward to try to deal with these Banelings. Meanwhile, the Lings and the mutas have not turned back around. As the Baneling nest is going to fall and HonMonO is forcing himself into the natural base, Rex turns back around. He's going to be going for a surround, as the natural base is also compromised at this point. 3-3 is going to finish up in a couple of seconds for HonMonO, just in time for the fight. Baneling nest goes down. Spire falls as well. And here we go. Rex is going for it. Up! Oh, the splits are not there. The Banelings find some very juicy connections, and it looks like that is all we need. A good spread towards the end, though. We still have half of the marine count left over, and HonMonO, he keeps his Thors alive as well. He's going to be able to bust on through. He takes down the natural. He can bust into the main. GG gets called. Rex taps out. GG, well played. HonMonO, Hon Macro. Hung Macro even in the chat. Ay, ay, ay. Takes game number 1 here against the best Zerg player in Taiwan. Wow. GG. GG. You love to see it. You do love to see it. I was a little bit concerned with when it came to the base trade. I did think that we saw HonMonO was taking a lot of losses, and we saw some pretty brutal Baneling connections towards the end as well. But at the end of the day, the upgrades. 3-3 was done in time for that final fight. The upgrade advantage was so heavily in favor of HonMonO. The spread as well. The fact that he sniped the Baneling nest, so we didn't have any additional Banelings at all. So Rex, he only had Lings to reinforce, and not even Mutas, because even the Spire went down as well. Oh, so really nicely done here by HonMonO. Rex trying to be cheeky. Yeah, Rex, he went for a very fast Spire. This is very out of the meta, very out of the norm to rush into Mutas like this. It can be very dangerous to do so, just because Mutas are so expensive and they're so fragile, and when you do go fast Muta like this, you need to do economic damage. You need to make up for your upgrade deficits, and the Mutas didn't do a lot. Towards the end, a lot of damage was being done, of course, when we had the base trade, but leading up to that, the Mutas, they didn't really get enough damage done to really pay for themselves and make up for the deficit that Rex had. That's kind of the pressure that you put on yourself when you do go for a fast Spire like this, is that you do need to make sure that the Mutas are able to either deal economic damage or pick off drops or pick off tanks, get value in some way, right? Oh, GG. GG, well played. What a way to kick things off. What a way. It's a tease. We're getting more light this week and not less. True, true. Get this man a tower burger. I had leftover pizza this morning. As soon as I woke up, I was like, oh, okay, I got half an hour until the KSL. I gotta heat up some pizza. I gotta quickly just wash up, freshen up, and morning pizza. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Not healthy at all, but you know, treat yourself. Love yourself, Papi. Love yourself. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, residing in the land of the rising sun, the land of Japan. We have representing K10 Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the best Zerg player in all of Taiwan. Struggling here in game 1, struggling in this series, looking to fight back. It is Rex. Let's go. What do you mean pizza isn't healthy? It's healthier than sushi. I also did not have sushi for breakfast either, but sure. There are worse things that you can have for breakfast. I will not deny that. I'm sure there are many worse things to have. Yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying themselves. I hope everyone has been enjoying DreamHack Young shipping as well. It's been amazing. It's been beautiful. I'm a little bit sad. Like always my biggest regrets whenever I cast these major events, and whenever I'm like a side stream or a B stream or a C stream or a D stream, whatever it is, the saddest thing for me is that I can't watch the main stream. Like I know a lot of really good matches were had, like Scarlet versus Beyond or Dark versus Gumiho. Like there are a lot of good matches going on, and like I can't watch. You know, I mean I'm casting, Papi. I'm casting. Oh god, so that's always the saddest part. Or like, especially because it's so, I don't know, it feels so like so much effort to like watch the VODs as well. Like watching the VODs, it's not quite the same experience as watching live. I fully understand that myself. But I have to do the best I can to try to watch VODs in some of my free time and catch up with everything that's been going on in day 1. Thankfully, I'll be able to watch day 2 and day 3 live. I'll be able to, you know, experience it as best I can with everyone else. Let's go. As HonMonO does go for a Rex spin. Oh no! Oh my god, the Spore! Let's go Rex with some swift moves, Bobby. Going for a Spore block, locking in the Reaper and shutting it down. Beautifully done. Now, if this was Dark would throw down a Roach Warren. Let's go! Oh, let's go, Bobby. Rex, he has spent time in Korea. He lived with Scarlet. He lived with Special, Australia in the Foreigner team house. Rex knows, mate. You shut down the Reaper, throw down a Roach Warren. What's the Terran gonna do about it, Bobby? What are they gonna do? Oh. Ay. Behind this, we do have a 2 or 3cc 2-on-1 setup, so a very similar opener, or the same opener from game 1 is going to be applicable here in game number 2. Alas, the problem with this 2-on-1 is the fact that we're going to be lacking things like Banshees, we're going to be lacking things like tanks as well, Cyclones. HonMonO is playing in the dark, he has no idea what his opponent is up to. Oh, as we are going to be getting a bit of a pause. Ooh. Oh, lag? No lag? What's up? We're gonna be sorting some things out here, and
Game
okay, we're good. Just phantom lag out there, maybe affecting players. I don't know. Thankfully, everything is okay. Everything has been resolved. We are good to get back into this, and these Hellions have a lot of work to do. Not damage, but they need to get scouting information. They need to figure out what is going on. They need to get eyes on these roaches as soon as possible. And there we go. The roaches have been spotted. HonMonO is fully aware of what is going on, and he should be getting ready here in his own main base. Bunker on the way on the low ground. I'll be very impressed if HonMonO can hold on to his natural. Let's go. How hung is HonMonO, Papi? As the bunker is on the way, we do have a reactor on said factory as well. The Hellions are trying to slow down these roaches. Defending the natural here is such a bold move, but we'll see if he can pull it off. We are producing Marauders as we speak. The power of the Marauder. Maybe we can hold on. One Marauder already here in the bunker. The boys are being pre-pulled here to get the repairs off. Oh no! As I say that, the SCVs are being focused on. The roaches run on past, but they do tank a lot of Marauder hits, and they're going to get surrounded. They're going to get trapped. Oh, Rex overextending a little bit here. I mean, he's going to get a lot of SCV kills, to be fair, but he will be cleaned up. 10 SCVs will fall for the price of 9 roaches and 1 Ravager. 1-to-1 trades. I feel like ideally you want to get a little bit more damage than that as the roach player, so we'll see how this goes. As no surprise, 21 gases are being taken here at the third, at the natural, in the main. We have a lair on the way. I'm feeling Aspire, I'm feeling Mutas, but we'll see. This could just be for, I don't know, +1 range. We just go into roach speed and just go into mass roach, and that would be the safe way to play it out, to be fair. We'll see what Rex decides to go for, as he has shown his proclivity to Mutas in the past already. Hellion going to be harassing a little bit, getting a bit of scouting information, confirms the gases here at the third base, and now we have the double drop moving out across the map. Remember, this was a 3cc opener, a 3cc 2-1-1 opener as well, which means HonMonO already has his third up and running. That's why I was concerned about those roaches and how much damage they dealt. Only 10 SCVs. Against a 3cc opener, HonMonO is fine. Alright, here we go. The army has rocked up. Thankfully, we do have a couple of roaches already produced here for Rex. 2 roaches go down, but Rex is able to hold on. Interesting choice. We have +1 Carapace on the way, which is usually not what we want if we're going for a roach-heavy composition. We do have roach speed as well as link speed on the way, though, so... yeah, interesting choice here by Rex. Show us +1 range. As he could be looking to go for a 1-1 timing nonetheless for his roaches. fourth base on the horizon. Back at home, HonMonO just setting up with 5 Raxes as well. Our typical 3-base setup here when it comes to the production, nothing too crazy. And there we go, it is going to be that +1 range on the way. So we are going to be committed to a heavy Roach composition. And we'll see if Rex can keep up with the drop play, because Roaches are not the most mobile of units. 3 drones, lost mining time already. Good damage being done here by HonMonO. Setting up for another counterattack here towards the right-hand side. And Rex has been doing a decent job at splitting off his army for the time being, just to make sure that he's able to keep up here with the drop play of his opponents. Meanwhile, HonMonO is just kind of chilling back at home as well. We are kind of taking a moment here to breathe. Rex is able to get his 4th base up and running, get it saturated as well, as he is looking to drone up as best he can. Is Maynard over towards that 4th base. And I'm concerned. I feel like if we have a player going for a 1-1 Roach timing, pushing into the Zerg feels, I don't know, it feels off to me. I mean, we'll see if HonMonO can pull this off, but again, he's going to be pushing into quite a large army here from Rex. There is a tank behind this, 2 tanks even. Biles will not be connecting with anything quite yet. At the same time, a Link counterattack, is going to be getting quite a lot of economic damage. Oh, HonMonO turns everything around. Ay. Not like this. The Lings, they back off, and we're going to be going for a bailing run by from here. The Marine will be able to catch us, actually. Thankfully, HonMonO does have eyes on the morphing and bailings. We'll be able to deny them, or try to slow them down at least. He should be able to pull away. Happy? Up! Oof. Oh my god. That's a little bit concerned. We do trade the bailings for 4 SCVs. In a way, acceptable losses here for HonMonO, as he's going for quite a committed drop here across the map. The army of Rex is out of position, but who is really out of position is the question. This army won't be back at home to defend, and we have a lot of Roaches out here for Rex. Yeah, we're gonna be turning around. No shot. There's almost nothing protecting these tanks, and Rex turns everything around. The hatchery is going to fall. Rex can now focus on his assault, but again, like, this army is keeping him tied up. I'm a little bit shocked. We go for the scan. HonMonO is pushing back in, and this time Rex will not turn around. This time he is going to commit to the fight. Bailing speed has finished up, and these tanks are going to be going down. The tanks will fall. The bailings do roll into the main base as well. Everything's going to be on fire here for HonMonO. At the same time, though, his army across the map breaks through the defensive line of Queens, and he gets into the natural. We're going for a full base trade. The base trade is upon us. A couple of Roaches are trickling out for Rex, but they're getting picked off one after the other. And which army is going to be more efficient in the end? HonMonO does have a tank in his main. Oh, but he's giving up his natural. Meanwhile, across the map, a Bailing Nest does go down. Roaches are falling as well. The tank getting a couple of good shots off before it does go down. And the production is being camped as we speak. The tanks are doing what they can, but they're going to be going down. At the same time, HonMonO also breaks into the main base of Rex. And I want to say that HonMonO's coming out better. I mean, he's getting on top of the main base. He's getting on top of the tech as well. He is heavily supply blocking Rex. Rex cannot make anything right now. And I do think that HonMonO's army in a head-to-head fight is just better than Rex right now. Better than this Roach Ravager. As long as we're able to snipe this Roach Warren, we cannot... Oh, Infestors! Infestors are on the way! Oh my god. Where was the Infestation Pit? The Infestation Pit was at the third! Wow, Rex, he can produce Infestors. He's broken out of his supply block. Infestors change everything. To be fair, there is no pathogen glands. When these Infestors pop out, they will not have energy. They will not have energy, and HonMonO, he may come across that base. Okay, he's going for the third. He's going to be going for the Infestation Pit, which means these Infestors will be safe when they pop out. So here we go. We're stimming on top of this army. 1, 2 roaches do go down. God, we have a swarm host on the way. I mean, it's the only things we can make with the infestation pit. Swarm hosts and infestors. Oh, HonMonO racing back home to keep his CC alive. And those infestors are gathering energy as we speak. The swarm hosts as well. They can gain value over time. Rex isn't out of this. Rex is not out of this whatsoever, but neither is HonMonO. Things are getting weird. Okay, let's take stock. In a head-to-head engagement with no fungals, I think HonMonO would overpower his opponent. We have 21 Marines, 3 Marauders, and 10 Medevacs. My god. Against 9 Roaches and 6 Ravagers. But these 2 Infestors have gathered a lot of energy. This may be the game-winning move. Rex making 2 Infestors before he lost his Infestation bit may win him this game. Look, fungals are just going to be so crucial leading into the next big fight. We also have a couple of infestors, swarm hosts. So with these swarm hosts, we can go for locust waves. We can, pick off a couple of units here and there. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. But HonMonO is going for a double drop. The army not quite in position. We're going to be picking off at least the queen. Whoa. 1 queen for 1 marine. Oh, and the infestor was just revealed. Fungal does miss, and I believe HonMonO did get eyes on that. It's possible that he didn't see it. It's very possible that at the time he was looking elsewhere, so I don't know if he's certain about that tech, or about that unit even. Meanwhile, +3 attack is on the way, my god. HonMonO's units are going to do so much damage. As we have Burrow on the way for said infestors. Once again, they do get confirmed here by HonMonO. Ooh, and another fungal does connect this time with 2 Marines. Energy for units, always worth it here for Rex. As HonMonO is trying to be active here with his drops back at home. He's resaturating his bases. I'm sure he's waiting for +3 before he goes for any kind of big move. Bailings are on the way. We're going for a bit of a waddle buy. Do we have bailing speed? We do. Here we go. The Bailings do roll into that mineral line. Not the most saturated mineral line, so it's not really going to deal too much damage. A handful of SCVs will go down at the same time. Oh my god, we do have another Bailing run by in. Oh, 13, 15 SCVs go down. HonMonO doesn't have a lot of workers left to begin with. He is down to only 19 SCVs. Oof. But he still has a pretty formidable army. But again, losing these workers, he just can't afford it. And Rex, his roach army is getting larger and larger. These infestors are on a mission. They're headed towards that mineral line. The chain fungals are going to be real. Uh-oh. As the infestors get ready for this, we do have that turret on the way. So yeah. Gotta get the hell out of here. Turn back around. Go back home. Things are getting out of hand now for HonMonO, like Rex, his army is getting very large for itself. Eclipsing the army of his opponent with Mass Roach Ravager. The drop play here from HonMonO can work wonders, especially if Rex is in the middle of moving out. Like, there's nothing to protect these fringe bases. There's a couple of roaches here towards the top left, but nothing here towards the right. And here we go. HonMonO is getting into position. We do see Rex pushing on forward at the same time. We do have that double drop from the right-hand side. There's nothing to protect this hatchery here for Rex. He does turn around. Looks like we don't go for the drones, but we will go for the hatchery. Hatchery will fall. Rex down to only 2 bases mining. But he's basically maxed out at this point. We have some solid positioning and some city here from the Terran player, but the Marine Marauder gets caught out here on the low ground. Biles will be connected to the tanks. Some of them are even unsieged as well. But pushing up this ramp is not going to work out here. He does bile down the tanks. Another fungal connects. We have one more in the chamber here for Rex. Oh, these tanks doing so much for HonMonO. Rex taking massive shots to the face. Pushing against this cliff face into 4 tanks was wild, I'll be honest. I'll be very honest, there was a bold move by Rex and he lost a lot of his army trying to break this position. This is so heavily fortified. Pushing in here is just not the right call. The right-hand base is a little bit more exposed. But at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to Rex just... I mean, it's too late now, but just being more defensive. You know, taking more bases, being the defending player, taking up into maybe Hydras, into Lurkers, or just into a hive, into Infestors? No, into Vipers even. But now HonMonO has the advantage. Ooh. Biles do take down 2 of those medevacs at the same time. Swarm hosts harassing as best they can. Shout out to the 2 swarm hosts here on the right-hand side. Tanks are slow pushing. There's only 1 infestor left. There is 0 infestors left, and Rex is committing to this fight. He takes so many tank shots to the face. He takes down 1 tank, but that is not worth it. Hatchery goes down. It's a kill, not a cancel. Another tank will fall. Tanks slowly encroaching on the bases of Rex. And now if the tanks do get caught on siege, then HonMonO can make some... Sorry, Rex can make some magic happen. Another tank falls. I do think that HonMonO is overextending a little bit. I like HonMonO when he goes for drop play. When he goes for these tank pushes, I'm a little bit concerned. Oh, as these biles are working out so well for Rex. Another tank falls, a medevac as well. Roach counterattack, pulling away the attention of HonMonO. Oof, taking more biles to the face. As he is stimming on forward here, trading quite well overall, getting on top of some of these Ravagers. The tanks are laying siege upon it. The hatchery now as well. HonMonO breaks the base of Rex. Across the map, the run by has been cleaned up as well. Ooh, spawning pool will go down. But is it going to be worth all these tanks? Because it looks like Rex is breaking on through. Every single one of these tanks is going to be going down. But he has to chase these medevacs. He's got to respect them. The infestors died earlier, so there's no fungals. There's no secure anti-air. Rex is going for a counterattack instead. Oh, this is so scrappy. This is so scrappy, and yeah, HonMonO, he just has to give up this mining base. He's gonna be stimming on forward, and he should be able to break through. We have a lot of Marauders with this army. At the same time, Rex is diving on top of the production. Oh no, the Ravagers! They're exposed! There is nothing to protect them. There are no more Lings, no more Roaches. Meanwhile, the drop across the map has gotten out of control. Rex is down to 1 base. Half a mining base at that. The boys are being pulled because what else can we do? I mean, they're getting surrounds. They're doing well against the Marauders. Don't get me wrong. Citizen's Arrest, you love to see it, but the micro is too good. The stutter stepping as well. I think he's done it. I think the honorable of honorables. The Hung himself. He is pulling it off. Oh my god. Against Rex of all players. We stim on forward. We chase down whatever Ravagers we can. One after the other. No support. The Roaches finally do show up, but it's too late. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he was able to preserve his CCs. He's able to land them on location. And Rex is fighting his heart out, don't get me wrong. Like, he does have a decent army size. Oh, but HonMonO, he knows. He's going for the scans. He's looking for any base. He's like, how are you still in this? Are you mining at all? The answer is barely. The answer is we have 4 mineral patches left for Rex. He's pushing in with his final army. HonMonO could turn back around, but no, he's looking to make this spicy. Oh, we can't lose the CC though. Oh no, the move come in! And it's just too much. GG gets called. HonMonO will take the series 2-0. Moving on to the next round. GG. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god. That was wild. That was so intense. GG. Well played to the most honorable of honorables. HonMacro, if you will. As he takes down Rex 2-0 in a pretty impressive fashion. Again, nothing too wild out of HonMonO. Like, he didn't play mech or anything like that. He didn't cheese either. 3cc 2-1-1 back-to-back, just hyper-aggressive style. Worked out quite well here against Rex. Rex, unfortunately, he was really committed with his initial roach push, and it felt like that put him behind. If you remember, he was up against a 3cc opener, and he committed his 10 roaches into the natural. He lost all of them for 10 SCVs. Like, it was a rough start, a rough beginning there for Rex. And from there, he was having a hard time keeping up with all the drop play with just pure roach ravager. Had some, multiple times actually, we saw Rex moving out and then pulling back home. Not just in game 1, but in game 2 as well. We are going to be getting ready for our next matchup. Again, congratulations to HonMonO. My condolences to Rex, as he is going to be eliminated here from the tournament.